So this is take two. I had to do something for my mom. So this is my second video doing this. Luckily, the first video I didn't get too deep into it. It was only a few minutes, but okay. So hopefully this goes by without interruptions. Pose. As you guys may or may not know, this is the last season of Pose. I've reviewed Pose every season, I believe. But I started reviewing it heavily. No, I reviewed it every single season, I think. Anyway, this is the last season, which I'm kind of upset about, to be honest with you. I feel like just when this show is starting to break down barriers, and people who would not pay this particular kind of show or these particular kind of people any attention, now they're finally starting to, and they're starting to realize that there's room for everybody, and this is and these folks just want to work just like everybody else, and they are people. You know, if it's something you don't understand from them, my God, here's the teacher. Okay, it is such a monumental show. It's such a groundbreaking show. We've never had a show for black and brown trans women or the main characters. We've never had that. And after the show, we're probably not going to have it again. You know, I don't know whose idea it is to get rid of the show. I'm not exactly sure why. But I think Ryan Murphy, he's one of the creators of the show, or the creator of the show. And he said that he posed, I guess, in so many words, I may be paraphrasing. If I'm wrong in what I'm saying, y'all let me know in the comment section. But I believe he said something like, this show was not meant to be forever, or something like that. I just feel like he's just doing this particular community, and to be honest, the world, a disservice. Who's to say? I'm sure they will, but who's to say that any of them will work, you know, after this show for a while? It's hard enough for black actors to get roles, but let alone black trans actors and black gay actors to get roles. Like, come on. Or are they only going to get roles that caters to that? You know, which is also not fair. So I just feel like after 3 seasons, it's definitely not ready to close the show, to end this show off. Every single episode has been absolutely amazing, especially this season. You know, we was almost about done. You know, we started to, I guess we should have probably opened our eyes to the fact that the show was on the decline when Miss Candy Ferocity Abundance passed away on the show. Angelica Ross, who is a hell of an actress, you hear me? So we should have known then it was going to be some mess with this show. But I personally, although I'm not in the ballroom scene or never have been, I feel super connected to the show, absolutely. So the fact that it's leaving now after this season, it's just like, okay, well, what now? What now? I just, these characters have so many more stories to tell. I just feel like, can we go at least to season 5? At least. Like, there's just so much more that you can do with the show. We want to see the people evolve. I don't know. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. And it's just wrong in my opinion. Anyway. So we're going to get on. They've had 4 episodes of Pose so far, season 3. And so instead of doing videos on each one of those episodes, I'm going to do a video, just talk about them in total. All right. So let me see. So I'm probably not going to go in order. I'm going to try to, but I'm probably not going to go in order. And I'm just going to talk about things as they come to my mind. Blanca. So Blanca is working in the hospital right now. And she's working with Nurse Judy. And y'all know Nurse Judy is Sandra Bernhardt, I believe is her name. Something like that. Anyway, Uh, Blanca eventually wants to get into nursing school, and she actually ended up getting into nursing school. So that's cool. Blanca also has a man child that she met on the job. He is studying to be a doctor, I believe. He's very much so Theo Huxtable. Very much so that person. He comes from a wealthy black family. His parents are, as we say around here, well-to-do black folks. His mom is a bit of a lot, a little snooty, a little bougie. The dad kind of has that as well, but he's a lot more easygoing than the mom. Blanca met up with the parents. It was cool the first time until she asked Blanca, did she want kids? And Blanca was just like, well, I have kids. I already have 4 kids. And later was just like, huh? And then the boyfriend explained, you know, what she means by she has 4 kids, she's the mother of a house and all that kind of stuff. They're their own family, community, etc. She was like, oh, so it's like you playing house? I was like, child. So the next meetup with them, Blanca had gotten some advice from Electra and Angel about how he should definitely have Blanca's back more. He, as most men, it's difficult for them to have certain conversations with their mother. But Blanca definitely noticed the shade from the beginning from Mama. But it just wasn't, it was still kind of nice, nasty, right? So anyway, Blanca was already upset when she went to the dinner with the mama. She didn't want to go. The man convinced her. He was like, look, this is a do-over. Came in now, and the mom and Blanca straight up told the mama that I'm transgender, as they used to say back then, transsexual, and she was just like, you know what, I knew it. How can you expect to have a normal life when Blanca can't be a mother to give you kids and all that kind of stuff? And she says that she's not a bigot and all that other kind of stuff. They got into it. Blanca ended up getting ready to leave. Then the guy got his mama told, in a sense, and so that was that. Blanca also got this dude wrapped up in Electra's mess. So they meaning the police, raved Electra's job, which was her being a dominatrix, and the T-girls doing their things, spanking the men's in leather and all that good stuff. And, at this point, AIDS was rampant. And, they are blaming the gays for that, which is just a whole nother argument, but, whatever. And so, what community are they going to target? Of course, come on, especially the ones of color. So they did that, and they called Electra in there to have some. The police called Electra in there to question her about certain things. They took her into custody, arrested her. Electra called Blanca because they was gonna go to Electra's apartment and see what evidence they got. And we all know that Electra got that body in her case from that guy that was taking them drugs, and she was getting ready to give him something he could feel, and he overdosed and kicked the bucket. And her being a trans woman, she could not go to jail for that. A white man getting taken out and you're a black trans woman. Come on now, like it's a wrap. You going down. Even though she did nothing wrong. But she knew she couldn't just go to the police because she would be in jail. Somehow that would make it her fault. So she put that man in the damn chest, child, in her closet, put the incense up and all that kind of stuff so the smell would go away. So she had to get Blanca, and Blanca had to get Ricky and Poppy to help with the chest and hide it and take it over to her house, child. I was like, Lord have mercy. So Blanca got the boyfriend wrapped up in that because he came over with his key to Blanca's house and he kept smelling some. And she was just like, oh no, you don't smell nothing. Poppy just came back from the gym. He was like, no. I mean, them some strong bowel smells, arm smells, or whatever. That ain't no gym smell, sis. So she ended up telling Angel, just like she told Poppy and um, Ricky, about, the whole thing with the body was in the chest. They ended up dumping the chest, and Alexia was feeling some kind of way about that, getting that man involved. Whoop to whoop. Um, you know, Blanca owed. She felt like she owed Electra from a good deed that she did a long time ago, where she sold her chest of all her treasures in her home, so that Electra, who's the mother of the house of all of them, so that all the kids could have a place to stay. So she felt like she owed Electra a favor. But Electra's just upset that the boyfriend know, and he got into the whole team. There's something about the boyfriend that I don't trust. You know how you get that feeling like some stuff is too good to be true, something is too good to be true? I do think that's the case with this situation. It's not like, don't take it in a sense of, oh, you just thinking negatively, or you just wishing bad on something. Like, no, it's something with the guy. But how unfortunate it is if he is actually a good guy and for Blanca, and this is the last season. So we're not even going to see that relationship progress and things. So it's just, anyway. So, let's see. It seems like everybody's having their episode. What I mean by that, it seems like all the cast members are having their episode to shine, or having their episode where it's just dedicated to their particular situation. Electra had her episode where we found out that her mom's a single mom. They set it back in 1978, I think. Electra was working the strips and stuff, and she comes home, and her mom is not for her dressing up. Her mom is from the islands, child, in which in real life Dominique Jackson, Electra, is from Tobago, I believe. So she comes home, and she was just like, you need to take that off. Of course, calling Electra by her given name, her male name, and stuff. All like a misgendering her, just saying whatever. Rips the stuff off Electra. Electra goes up there, and she wanted to take the chest then that helped save the House of Abundance, from homelessness. But she couldn't. And so she ended up walking out and leaving her mom and never returning. So then they shoot to, this is episode 3 I'm talking about. But then they shoot to 1983, I think. And then who's already in the House of Abundance is Lulu, Candy, and Blanca. And this is before the rest of them got there, and they was just like, yo, it ain't nothing to eat, what we gonna do? This is also before Electra started, I think this is before Electra met her little sugar daddy, the white man that was paying for everything. So, Electra ended up meeting Angel, Cubby, and Lamar. Cubby and Angel are cousins, and then they met, Angel and Lamar are cousins, then they met Cubby. They were little kids out there working the pew. They say they only sleep with men when they're hungry, And so Electra invited them into her house, so now she has all these folks, everybody on this show, minus Ricky and Damon, who came on a little later, but everybody else comes from the House of Abundance, the house that Electra started. So, she meet them and everything, and Electra, she's a very, or Dominique Jackson, she's a very extra actress. She's a very exaggerated, very dramatic actress is the word. But she's definitely improved. I can say that she's definitely done her thing for sure. Let's see. Let's move on to Ricky. So Ricky's still with Pray Tell. Their storyline is a lot to handle, a lot of passion there. Um, Ricky is HIV positive, and so is Pray Tell. And so they had a very emotional, traumatic, powerful scene where they had just had an intervention for Pray Tell because Pray Tell has been drinking his life away because he's depressed and upset about the fact that all of his friends or just everybody he knows is passing away from this disease. So after they had the Pray Tell intervention, um, him and Ricky got into it, and Pray Tell was arguing with him, saying everybody leaves me, don't leave me, don't leave me. But he has been verbally abusing and emotionally abusing Ricky for a long time. One reason Pray Tell took Ricky in was because they were both HIV positive, so they could just have each other in that moment. Um, and Ricky needed a place to stay, and they did fall for each other. Love came, for sure. So that was a whole mess. That was a lot. Ricky don't really have much going on. He's stepped into his voguing scene a lot this season. Because Damon's gone. Damon came on for one episode, the first episode. And we didn't see him anymore. They wrote Damon off. We found out in the second episode that Damon relapsed. Damon was a drunk, just like Pray Tell. And so he relapsed, and he says he's gone for good. So I'm assuming that he passed away, that meant. Or maybe he's just not coming back to New York, whatever. They never officially clarified, but Damon, boom, that's another person off the show. One person who was off the show at the very beginning in episode 1 was Cubby. Cubby was in the hospital where Blanca was working, Blanca and Miss Judy. And Cubby, of course, had the disease as well. And he passed away. Him and Lamar was super duper close. But Lamar kind of shunned him off to have his own house called House of Con. House of Con is a hot mess. The girls are violent. The girls are beautiful. The girls and the boys are beautiful. But they are violent. They are extra. They are mean. They are shady. They are bullies in the ballroom scene. Absolutely. And if they don't win, they are salty, mad, mean, and ugly. So Lamar is just super. They gave him a bigger storyline this season. He is super duper nasty and mean and awful to everybody. There was a scene where him and Pray Tell, they lip synced. Lamar lip synced to Janet Jackson's "If," and Pray Tell lip synced to En Vogue's "Never Gonna Get It." Bop, a bop. About they both killed, and Lamar's the villain this season. But when that beat dropped to "If," I got my life. I can't help it. I got my life when "Never Gonna Get It" came on. You know what? For some reason in my mind, I knew that Pray Tell was gonna lip sync to that or something like that, because you have to think about the times. And Pose have a really good thing going on where, whatever the year is, they play all the hit songs, all the black majority hit songs from that era. And we're in the era of 1994 right now on the show. So, En Vogue was popping, Janet was popping, they played Toni Braxton. One of my favorite Toni Braxton songs, "You Mean the World to Me." They played I forgot her name, but "You Got to Show Me Love." They played Martha Wash, "A Deeper Love." They played that. They played Mariah Carey. "Anytime you need a friend, I will be here. Never be alone again. So don't you fear, even if you're miles away, I'm by your side. Don't you ever be lonely. Love will make it alright. I lived. The soundtrack on Pose is really, really good. Top notch, number one, top 10 hit songs, if not number one. Really good. So that's that with Ricky. We did Blanca. Blanca's really trying her best to help Pray Tell. She really, really is. And I think it slowly but surely is working. Pray Tell, that dinner scene that he had with everybody, where he read the entire room, was epic. Absolutely epic. What a hell of an actor Billy Porter is. They are all really good actors on this show, but Billy Porter, he's just, and maybe it's because they give him more lines. You know, maybe they give him more of more camera time to show all his acting chops. You know, but Billy Porter's one hell of an actor and one hell of a singer. My goodness, he's really, really impressive. And he's 51 years old. Like, and finally getting his flowers, you know, bless him. Let's see. Lulu done found the crack. Lulu done found the crack, child. Lulu is a little down because she wanted to get into college. I forgot what she wanted to be. But they keep fooling around with the college. They keep fooling around with her credit. You know, when she go to class, they misgender her, call her out in front of people, make fun of her. You know, she's kind of going through it. And so Lulu done took to the crack, and Angel done joined the child. Angel is upset. Y'all know, Angel works as a professional model, but she has not had gigs in months. So, you know, Angel and Lulu, they just start to do the crack. And, you know, it starts off light and cute for a minute, but then they slowly but surely they get hooked. One thing that was very dominant, or it's probably not the best word, but one thing that was a big topic in this first episode was O.J. Simpson trial. And I didn't forget about it. You never forget about it, but that's just before, like, that happened in the early 90s, I believe, and I was a child, like a young child, like a baby, a toddler. So I don't remember it personally, but I forgot how big it was. It was a thing that had a whole watch party on the show. Everybody was there. Everybody was giving their opinions. It was a moment, you know. So I forgot about that, but they definitely showcased that. Elektra had a little intervention with Lulu about her smoking and stuff, and I think it sunk into her head. Elektra is definitely stepping up and being that mother this season. She's still shady, but it's funny. It is really hilarious. She's not as mean as she came off first season, or ruthless. They've, as the seasons have went on, they've shown more and more of Elektra's heart, I should say. But she really, that Elektra is really a very entertaining character to watch, for sure. Let's see. So Angel and Poppy, they still are a couple. You know, Poppy's working at the modeling agency. And, you know, neither one of them have AIDS, HIV. And they have this nice little penthouse or whatever. They're doing their thing, Poppy and Angel. But, you know, Angel is on the stuff. She's a little down. She ain't working. She's seeing her partner up and working and doing good. And she wants to have some of that as well. He's trying to get her off, and I think she's getting off. It's taking a little minute, but she's getting off, and she only started it because she was stressed out about not working and stuff. But Poppy continues to be a good man to Angel, and amen. Don't we all want a Poppy? I tell you. Who else? Pray tell. My God, this past episode, Pray tell went back home. He went back home to his hometown, and then we see his mom, who is played by Anna Maria Hornsford, which is Dee from the Wayans family, or Craig Mama from the Friday movies. Amazing. I think she's in her 70s, still acting. We meet also his aunt and I believe cousin, played by Jackie Harry, and Janet Hubert, which is the first Aunt Viv on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And my God, like, seeing those three black women, it just took me back, and I enjoyed every single minute of it. And they're such good actors, and it's just so many reasons the show don't need to end. Like, you're giving acting opportunities, acting gigs to these legends, who some of us have not seen on screen for years, and who may or may not have been working for a while. So it's just like, it just means so much more. It's just so much deeper than just a show ending. It really, really is. And I don't think people to get that fully. Anyway, I'm going to see what I can do to try to keep the show, because I need the show in my life. You hear me? Anyway, Pertell went back to his hometown where he was the star vocalist at his church. He ended up falling for this guy who was around his age, singing in the choir. And he actually kissed him. And then I think that his cousin, which I'm going to say is the Janet Hubert character, she caught them, and she's really saved and sanctified in the church this and the church that, and homosexuality this, homosexuality that. Anyway, the guy grew up, ended up staying in the town, and he ended up marrying Pray Tell's best friend growing up, this girl who was a cheerleading captain, etc. But his feelings for Pray Tell never left, and he still is very much so into men, although he has a wife and he has kids. The girl even asked the wife, Pray Tell's former friend, even asked Pray Tell how to please her man, child, because she said because there is a 5-year gap between whatever child and the baby girl or baby boy. She said that because in those 5 years he didn't touch me. So he was touching somebody else. But she stuck it out. She stayed for the image of marriage, being the first lady, and whoop to whoop. And oh, child, I just could not. I could not imagine concealing myself and hiding for that long, and still pretending and putting on fronts for people for years and years and years and years. I couldn't do it. Child, Pray Tell came back to town and shook the thing up. The man kissing Pray Tell in the mouth, saying, I'm in love with you and I want to go back with you. And Pray Tell was like, look, the main reason I came here is because I'm telling y'all that I only got about 6-7 months to live. His symptoms is getting worse. He's now developed cancer, Pray Tell. And back then they still did not have the proper medicines to help with that, with the disease. So he was like, look, this is why I came back to tell my mom I'm passing, to say bye to y'all and forgive y'all for how bad y'all treated me, etc., etc. Pray Tell also mentioned that his mom's boyfriend was also touching him at one point, and molest him and everything. So he was dealing with that. So it's a lot of issues with the mom and everything. So anyway, Praytel was just like, look, I'm leaving tomorrow. If you want to come, then come. And I'll be at the bus stop and we can ride back to New York together. Of course, he did not care. He did not come because he's a good old coward. And, he wanted his cake and eat it too. And he has this image that he has to upload. He's still not willing to fully be himself. In the community, we deal with people like that all the time. They play in your face. They want everything that you got. Everything. Mind, body, and soul. They want it all. But they still go back and live their straight life because they're still not fully ready for everything that comes with, being in the community. And that's the bad stuff as well. The ridicule, the judgments, the comments, the abandonment, the loneliness, all the other stuff. So, yes. It ended with Jackie character. She wanted Praytel to sign her over as the power of attorney when he do pass. That way she can take care of everything. And she said she's going to look out for him fully. And he told her what she wanted. And, yeah. That was it. Amazing. Amazing, incredible, powerful episode. Almost forgot to mention the singing. On the last episode, where Praytel went back home, one of the people in his church was Ledisi, singer Ledisi, and the guy, and some guy that was singing. They tore that church up. Y'all know Ledisi is a hell of a vocalist, and the guy is a hell of a vocalist as well. I don't know his name. I have to try to get his name from somewhere. If y'all know that guy's name that was singing in the church on the last episode of Pose, when Praytel went home, that was singing with Ledisi, please tell me in the comment section so I can follow him. He is a hell of a singer. You hear me? I was living. Tears came to my eyes. I was like, ooh, child. Every single episode I get emotional with this show. It's just that kind of show. And you could just feel, what these characters, what these people go through, because it's real life. It's reality for some of us. So I think I talked about everything, y'all. If I missed anything, put it in the comment section. Next week's episode, and the scenes with Praytel and his friend Castle. They're part of the council, who judge the girls and everything at the ballroom. Him also being, him being positive, HIV positive, and dealing with his things, and him contemplating suicide and everything, and him just telling Praytel that he, I tried to do it, but I just couldn't. I want to live. And I was like, oh, it's, it tore your little heart up. That's what it does. It absolutely, my God. Next week's episode, it looks like somehow Elektra is going to get the money up to have Angel and Poppy's wedding. So they're trying to get married and everything. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not sure how many episodes is in this season. Usually it's like 8 to 10. Hopefully, since it's the last season, they give them at least 12 episodes, 12, 13. I hope so. My God. I hate it that the show is ending. Anyway, with that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at Excuse Me on Instagram and Twitter, at Excuse Me89 on Snapchat, Chase King on Facebook, Mr. Chalaki on Cash App and PayPal, and as always, run me my money or run me my fade, run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Why do my eye keep twitching? It's been twitching the whole video. I've been trying to ignore it. It is twitching like crazy. What does that mean? It's going crazy.